Hello there, my name is Dominic, and if you want louder and better audio quality on your existing headphones, then I just have the gadget for you. This here is the FOSI DS2 DAC and headphone amplifier. DAC as in digital to analog converter. So welcome as I take you through my experiences with the FOSI DS2. And now for a quick unboxing. Inside the packaging we have the quality certificate, the user manual, the FOSI Audio DS2, a short USB-C to USB-C cable, and a USB-C to USB-A adapter. Like I always do with such reviews, I will have full pictures of this user manual at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. The DS2 is made of tin alloy, which is a metal. On one side we have the volume buttons, the up and down. We have the USB-C port on one end, and on the other end we have the 3.5mm audio headphone jack and the 4.4mm for balanced audio output. We have a light over here and the high-res audio sticker at the back. So that's it. It's a very small gadget. It doesn't have internal batteries. So how do you use this gadget? Well, you take the USB-C to USB-C cable and insert it on one end like that. You take your compatible device like your phone, tablet or anything, and you just insert it like that. You can see we have the light here that shows the power as well as the music quality. And finally, you take your headphones and insert them into the headphone jack like that. So now, any music you play on this device, the sound output will come from the headphones. And by the way, this thing is very handy because, for example, for this phone does not come with a headphone jack. You can only use this phone with Bluetooth earphones or headphones. So you can see this gadget just came at the right time to use with my device. So this thing does indeed get loud. You can even hear it from my microphone strapped to my chest. I'm sure you can hear that. So the headphone amplifier thing is checked. Now, because this thing does not have an internal battery, it draws its power from the smartphone, and so it usually gets warm. Like now, I've been using it for like about 30 minutes, and you can see I'm at around 31 degrees Celsius. It's not that close to body temperature, but it indeed does get warm. Now, can you use normal earphones with the FOSI audio? Yes, you can. And I also noticed that whenever the music is playing and you unplug it, the music continues to play on the phone as if nothing has happened. You can see that right over there. So if I plug in my normal earphones, these are TRRS, while my headphones are just TRS. That means tip, ring, and sleeve. This is tip, ring, and sleeve for a microphone here. So if I just plug it in, the music continues to play on the earphones as if nothing happened. With this type of hands-free headset connected, can you pick phone calls using the DS2? Unfortunately, no, you can't. You can only listen to music using this. If a phone call were to come right now, the manual says that I'll just pick the phone manually using the earpiece and the microphone on the phone. Now let's switch to this light. While you can use it as an indication of power, it has more uses than that. According to the manual, this is how it indicates. So this is the sampling rate of the digital media. We have less than 48 kHz, blink red, 48 to 96 kHz, it will blink green, and 96 to 384 kHz, it will blink yellow. I have not yet tried the DSD button, so let's see the red, green, and yellow. So thanks to my brother Ian, I have these sample audios so that we can check these lights. So thank you, Ian. As for the volume, you can use either the one on the phone or the one on the device. For my case, I also read that these volume buttons are also supposed to work on your phone, but if it doesn't work, then you can use either. That is volume down, that is volume up. By the way, you can hear how loud it is. So please take care of your ears. So this is sample 1 at 44 kilohertz. Let's check another sample. This is sample 2 at 48 kilohertz. It's still red. Let's check another sample, sample 3, 88 kilohertz. And you can see that the light is now green. So let's see if it will blink yellow for between 96 to 384 kilohertz. And that is sample 4. Sample 4 is still green. So that is 96 kilohertz. So what about anything above 96 kilohertz? And that is sample number 5. It indeed does work. This is yellow. So thank you, Ian, for providing these samples. I will also link his YouTube channel in the video description below. Another thing I have noticed about this FOSI DS2 is that apart from the audio being louder, it is also richer because this thing has a much better DAC, that is the digital to analog converter. By the way, most electronics that has speakers or earphone outputs has a digital to analog converter. That includes smartphones, tablets, laptops, televisions, soundbars, and so on. But this thing has a higher quality DAC. And I could also notice that those high frequencies, especially the tweeters, they just pop, as well as the bass. So generally, the sound is, by the way, louder, but it is also richer. And finally, the price. To get the FOSI DS2, it costs around $60 US, and that is on Amazon as well as on the FOSI Audio official website. These are all the specifications of the FOSI DS2. I didn't want to make this video super complicated, but you can see we have the output power, the terminating impedance, but the most important things are the total harmonic distortion, which is very low, by the way, and the signal to noise ratio less than 108 decibels, as well as the chipset, the digital to analog converter, which is the ES9018K2M. What other challenges have I encountered using the FOSI DS2? First of all, I wish this cable was much longer. As of right now, I'm just holding it at the back of the phone like this, or like this, but sometimes I just leave it dangling like that. Everything does indeed fit into my pocket, which is nice, but I would much rather prefer a longer USB-C to USB-C cable. The next thing is that I didn't get this light to work with the VLC media player. So all these samples, they don't work with the FOSI DS2. It just blinks red. I don't know if it has something to do with the settings on the VLC media player app. I didn't see any settings that I could use to get around this. And the third thing, I couldn't get this FOSI audio to work with this phone. This is the Vivo V45G. By the way, this is the much advanced version of this phone. This is the Vivo V40 Lite. And with this phone, the FOSI audio works for a few minutes and then it just goes silent. I've tried getting the cable, interchanging it, and still nothing. Right now it's working. It just works for a few seconds and then it goes silent, works again, goes silent, and then that's it. Just silence. So I don't know why this thing is not working. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the FOSI DS2, but something to do with the software in the phone. I've also tried setting the OTG settings. OTG. Even with the OTG set to on, it still doesn't work very well. Like right now it's working, but it will only work for a few seconds. then so that's the problem I'm having using the Fosi DS2 on this phone. But otherwise, I've had a very pleasant experience with the Fosi DS2. So that's it. I have links to buy this product in the video description as well as in the pinned comment. So I hope you learned something new today. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you again for watching and goodbye.